It's time to get some
SportSense.
You're gonna get some
SportSense.
You better get ready for
SportSense. SportSense.
Welcome back to SportSense, everyone. This is the sports show for sports noobs, where my dad is helping us all make some sense out of sports. I'm Cooper Epps, and with me, as always, is my dad.
Hey, Coop. It's Dad.
I'm pointing my fingers at the screen. There we
James
go.
Epps.
There we go. That's a new. Sorry, I pulled a new one on you. James Epps, with me as always to educate us on all things sports. And tonight we have some interesting stuff to talk about. First of all, how you doing today, Dad?
Good. It's been a busy day, but I got a lot done and everything's good. I couldn't help Mom today, but she had a bunch of the kids over and only 2 moms helping. But apparently the pool activity this afternoon was a lot of energy, a lot of activity. Yes, off the hook. But anyway, yeah, it's been a good day. Hot day. We are in our suffering long dog days of humid. We just gotta thankful for air conditioning.
Yeah. Ours went out the past few days and
Did you get fixed today?
Yeah, it's back online and I'm feeling great. Oh my gosh. I told Macy I'm never taking it for granted ever again.
You're not glistening, so it must be working well.
Yeah. No, it was gross. We've been gross the past couple of days.
Glad you got it fixed.
We have some important stuff to get through today. Remember that time codes are below, so you can jump to what you want to listen to in this episode. We cover a few different things tonight. So it's been a surprisingly interesting and big week in sports news. In fact, I saw more sports content in my feed than I have a lot of this summer, just about 2 big events. So this is episode 40 today, and we're talking about the ESPYs. So a lot of you probably saw some content about the ESPYs. Is that how you say it?
Yep.
For the ESPN awards, right? We'll get into that. And then we're going to talk about the British Opens, or the Open, as we've talked about
and
before.
We put British in parentheses for the Americans, right? Yep.
Right, exactly. So if you don't know really what either of those things are, don't worry. We'll make sure to cover the basics before diving in too deep. But first, Dad, I wanted to tell you about a couple pretty cool things. So first of all, it's Shark Week. We always got to call out whatever the big holiday is, and Shark Week to me that's a national holiday. We should all get the whole week off to watch all the specials. But I love sharks. But since this is a sports podcast, I wanted to find a cool athlete that had been bitten by a shark, and there's been a number, and mostly surfers, of course. But there was a really interesting one named Allie. Oh, it must be Allie because her full name's Alexandra Truitt. And she was a swimmer, and she was on vacation, and she lost her leg during in a shark attack incident. Which this is I'm going to give you the woke language of the shark conservation community, which is we don't call them shark attacks anymore. We call them shark bites. Okay. So you got to be sensitive to the shark community. We call them shark bites now. Anyways, I'm just kind of trying to get you to shake your head a little bit, but
yeah, I'm listening. Shark bite's still pretty good. I thought they were going to say like a nudge or shark kiss,
shark interaction,
or a shark interaction.
It's
or
the idea,
a shark event.
Yeah, it's not for like woke reasons. It's actually more to help dispel the fear of sharks because attack makes them sound like they're villains, they're hunting you, they're out to get you. But the idea is that most of these incidents are unprovoked. They have, for whatever reason, they see a person and they want to have a little taste, a little nom nom.
Well, we're in their world. I don't really hold anything against a shark or a barracuda or anything else that decides to bite you out. You're in their domain.
Yeah. That's fair.
That's I think it's reasonable that it could happen. But.
Right. Well, there's still a ton of fear over sharks, but there's a lot of these people who get bit become great conservationists and advocates for not only sharks, but just oceans in general. So there's this woman named Allie Truitt who, like I said, she lost her leg on a vacation and then later competed in the 2024 Paralympics and won some silver medals there. So
as a swimmer?
As a swimmer, yep. So wanted to call her out because it's just another cool story of someone bouncing back. And if you watch Shark Week, you'll see a number of the guests that they have were shark bite victims, and they came back to really love the animals and love the ocean even more, which is pretty cool. Okay, so that's my little Shark Week shout out with a little athletic twist. And Dad, I'm actually I don't think I.
Well, wait
I
a
think
minute.
I
Before
totally,
you leave that,
Oh,
before
okay,
you
yeah.
leave that, to me, I think one that right, Bethany Hamilton. I had to look up, remember her name.
Right.
Remember the one arm?
Yeah.
She got a bit of a shark. She got right back and still competed professionally in surfing. But anyway, so big shout
Right.
out to her. And there was a movie but her documentary and some of her performances, after she recovered is pretty mind-boggling. So if you want to
Yeah.
look up someone even equal to that, but also continues surfing, became a speaker and a writer, Bethany Hamilton.
She's probably the most mainstream, so she's definitely a good one to bring up. But
I had heard of Truett. I had heard about that. That was pretty cool.
I hadn't either. But
She's
yeah,
tough.
she's cool. I want to read more about her. But yeah, I realized about 5 minutes before we started recording that we should have done a Shark Week episode and talked about athletes who have interacted with sharks. But
yeah,
it will next year.
cool.
But this week, I want to tell you one other really cool thing I was lucky enough to be a part of last week, which was the Special Olympics Week of Inclusion was held in Salt Lake City this year.
Yeah.
And so last week, my agency, we hosted this big event called the Athlete Design Collab. And basically all of our designers from our agency got paired up with a Special Olympic athlete. And in my case, I got paired up with a Olympic athlete so anyways, it was just really, really cool because we basically collaborated with them to create a piece of merch that meant something specific to them. And that's going to go up on the Special Olympic web shop in the next few months.
Wow. Yeah.
So we're all kind of polishing up our designs and finishing up things. But that was a really incredible experience because I had never met either of those kinds of athletes. And the Olympic athlete I met, her name is Courtney Frericks, and she is a steeplechase runner. She won. Wow. She broke the American record in her event these last Olympics in the steeplechase.
Wow. Yeah.
And then the Special Olympic athlete I was with, her name's Haley Wagner, and she won gold in tennis in her last Special Olympic event.
Oh, wow.
And she's going to be at the next one too, which I believe is held in Brazil. But yeah, so that was my that was my cool.
No, I guess so.
I got to meet
I'm a huge Special Olympics fan, so you had to. Man, I can't believe you hadn't told me, but we hadn't had a chance to talk about that.
I guess I didn't even tell you guys that was happening, but yeah,
that's mind blowing to me. That's awesome.
Yeah, we all sat at a table together for a couple hours and came up with ideas and sketched, and I made some drafts. I will say, I don't think she loved what I made by the end of it because they all presented designs afterwards, and one of the other athletes went up and my girl Haley looked and was like, "My gosh, that's cool. That's what I want." And I didn't get nearly the reaction for what I made for her, but hopefully I can polish it up.
No matter what, when that happens, you got to let me when it's on there. I'll go in there and I'll buy one. I had to try. I had to buy one. Heck yeah.
Okay.
For support. That'd be awesome.
Well, sorry, I didn't mean to take up so much time at the beginning, but those are just two really cool things I wanted to talk about.
I think that's the most fun we might have tonight. That's the coolest part. That was really great. No, I'm serious. I've always loved Special Olympics. So that was really neat.
It was really amazing to learn more. And it makes me, I might try to get Haley, or I met some others that it'd be really fun to have them on and to do an episode just about those events. But
absolutely.
Okay. Well, let's get into the meat of our conversation. I want to let's finish with the golf stuff because I know there's some interesting stories and things to talk about there.
Well,
if that's
quick,
okay.
So you want to do the golf?
Start with the ESPYs?
Yeah. Start. Yeah. Golf will be easy to finish. We won't spend much time, but there's a couple things we talk about. Yeah.
I did some research there. I wanted to ask, but let's start with the ESPYs because I want to first start. Well, I want to quiz you on almost all of these and see if you can guess who won which award. So do you want to start with that, or
sure,
do you
let's get it over with? Because I think I'm going to go for for whatever you got. So,
I've specifically removed all the ones that about half of them that I just think you want to have a single shot at guessing.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, I'm probably going to have because the people they pick sometimes I wouldn't pick. So anyway, let's go.
Okay.
Let's do my best. If it gets a slaughter, you need to move on, and you're tired of humiliating me, then we'll
Okay.
you choose
Well,
it. No, let's roll.
I don't know how many this is. I think it's like
And don't forget,
10.
you're going to leave me a little time to close out on the ESPYs, right?
Yes.
A little brief
Yes.
message.
Yeah, you got
Yes.
some fun stuff. Okay.
I've got
message.
something
Okay.
really it's pretty powerful. It's interesting.
Okay.
Seeing
Okay.
how you didn't know about the ESPYs until
Well,
this
yeah,
time.
that's true.
Yeah.
Before we even get into it, what are they? Yeah. What are the ESPYs?
Well,
For
I mean, it
for people who've
started.
never heard of it.
Good gosh, I guess 35 years ago. ESPN. I mean, I think in the beginning, I'm sure they took the concept from look at all the other entertainment industries, right? And they have all their own. I call it slapping each other on the back type awards,
Self-aggrandizing.
right?
Yeah.
From Oscars to all of them. And I think and then each sport annually, right? Be it college or pro, they generally have some award, right? Maybe 3 or 4 or 5, 6. NFL might have 7 or 8 different awards: top defensive, top offensive, top quarterback, whatever. And they had them named. So I think the concept was ESPN at this time, especially, and you have to go back and look. I would believe it started in the late 80s, maybe right at 90, 91 when it started, somewhere around there. But I think it's the same concept. So they wanted to promote, if you will, sports and the sports programming in which their company was built. And they have exploded in those last 35 or 40 years since the 35 years since they came, when compared to the coverage they have today and how involved they are in so many sports, how big they are versus what they were way back when. So I think that's why it existed. And that's why they started having their own, and not just pure athletic, right? They had, I would call it humanitarian awards and certain attention to that, and some coaches award, just all across the breadth of sports. I think it built, and it's grown into this major event now for sure, massive event. And that's why the only reason I was putting a little disclaimer on this, because the reason I quit paying attention, for the most part, I catch the highlights. It's just somebody is talking on the radio about it or on different channels I listen to, mainly because for many years it became a lot of promotional aspects, political movement, if you will, almost. And I just kind of lost interest.
So you're saying the awards were more for making statements than they were for like actually calling out the best
At
athlete
least
in a category?
a good portion of, there's a lot of, to me, I say the word subjective, right? I felt like it became a lot of that, but
Yeah.
I still thought there was some amazing recognition or some great athletes. And I found some snippets of it interesting. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I was going to say, because award shows are a big thing in the ad industry, and I really don't enjoy that part of the industry, but at the same time, it helps people like me if I get awards to get promoted and
Sure.
and get hired by my, whoever the next place is that I might work for. So like, or get promoted where I'm at. So point being is, is there any point to a sports award show? Cause I mean, if you get the most touchdowns in the league, you're going to get
I think it's all, and
pay bump anyway,
I use the word. It's not, no, it's not important for that. No importance for how they get paid or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's all about, do you know the song from Aretha Franklin?
I'm not sure.
The one word song.
Love?
All about respect.
RESPECT.
There you go. That's what I think. A great deal of it's about respect of their peers.
Yeah. Another piece of hardware on your shelf. Another shiny thing.
But true acknowledgement, respect, adoration from your peers quite often. That's pretty impressive if you have, you name it, to have an older star comes out and gives the award, right? Like one of the greatest of all time. Pick a name, pick whoever, and to have them give the award to boot.
Okay.
I think, and it's about, again, acknowledging and giving them respect. And like I said, when I say that, I don't, it's not tongue in cheek. I'm dead serious. It's what it means. But, so often that I think it's overplayed. I feel disrespected. Some athlete will say, I feel disrespected. They only offered me 400 million over 7 years, and not 401 million, which is more than the other guy. You know what I mean? I kind of gets old, but I do appreciate and understand. For some, I know it's a real honor that they're acknowledged and respected. But respect, I think, is a big deal to so many athletes.
Industry affirmation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, with that in mind, I guess let me. I don't know. I just want to quiz you. There's no real reason.
Sure. You just just have fun.
I like to play with you. Yeah. Okay.
I know I know what you do. I saw what you did to me last week. So I got Air Bud written right across my page just in case it's one of the athletes.
I usually make you look really good and smart. Come on. That was just once in a blue moon. I got to play.
No, that was good. That was fun. That was I actually went back and watched that just so I could see what you had done to me. No, that was great. You were very slick on that one.
I had fun with that one. But okay, let's give you this. So it's just 12 categories are the ones that I think you could actually guess. And like when I saw the answers, I was like, oh yeah, I could have guessed some of these. So let's see how you do.
All right.
You already told me you know this first one. So
tell me
best. Okay, ready? So here are the 12. Here we go. The top.
One at a time.
Here are the ESPYs that I'm having my dad guess, see if he can get. Okay. Best athlete in women's sports.
Yeah. Simone Biles.
Okay. Yeah. You told me you knew that one. Okay. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. Best athlete in men's sports. Do you have any ideas there?
Let's see. Gosh, that again, it's that's still a lot of sports.
It is a really wide gamut. Yeah. Do you want me to narrow it down for you at all?
Give me the sport. Yeah, I think what sport they play gives me a reasonable shot.
They chose this athlete from the NBA.
From the NBA.
Yeah.
Shea Alexander-Gilgeous.
Nice, yeah. They have a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander here.
Yeah, I got it backwards.
SGA, yeah.
SGA. That's the way I know him. I just tried to learn his name recently. All right, well, thanks. Well, yeah, sometimes the sport helps because, gosh, there's so many. I mean, it could have been a golfer. It could have been a hockey player. It could be.
Yeah.
So thanks for the help.
Who knows? That's crazy. Yeah. But I guess he was the best in all of men's sports, which is something. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Best play. This was an interesting one. I didn't know they had a category for this.
Best play.
The best play. I'll tell you this. Think of the most iconic single play that we talked about since we started this
I would
podcast.
say it had to be from the Philadelphia Eagles, the running back who did the reverse flip jump over. What's his name? Yeah, that's it.
What's his name? Come on. You know his name.
I know. I do, but I go blank.
Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
I'll give
good.
I'll give it to you.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I could describe the whole play. And yeah.
Okay.
I was working my way. I told you I'm getting older. My names don't come as quick. All right. Good.
We've talked about all of these things on the podcast, which is why I feel confident you can name these people. Okay. The best. So number 4, the best record-breaking performance. So record-breaking
performance. Records were broken this year. And I don't know. Is it pro sports at least? So it's pro sports.
Yeah. Pro sports.
And we have.
If I tell you the league, it's going to be, if I tell you the league, it's going to be a gimme.
Yeah. No, I know what it is. So it's the one we've talked about, right?
So we've talked about it.
It's hockey. And most goals scored because he beat Wayne Gretzky's old record.
Yeah.
So
Do you not remember his name? Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm bad about this. I'm telling you, I've been losing it. I'm working my way.
Gosh. Okay. Well,
I know.
Okay. Alexander Ovechkin on the Washington Capitals. Okay. We talked about him.
Yeah, give me a second. I would have gotten Ovechkin.
Okay. Sorry. Well, you got it.
Anyway,
so
I knew to play. That was good.
Great.
Yeah,
you've got them all. You're 4 for 4 right now. We got to move through these faster.
Yeah. Okay.
This is an interesting one. Just tell me.
I had to think through. I'm slow. Okay, go ahead.
Just tell me to pass if you can't get it like immediately or almost immediately. Okay, the best team, and if I tell you the league, it'll be
Eagles.
a gift. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Wow.
Okay.
All right. And then best NBA player, it's the same as before. That's a gimme.
Okay. SGA.
Okay. Best WNBA player.
I don't know. These two women have been going at it.
Who would you give it to?
Clark, I think.
Yep. Oh yeah, Caitlin Clark. I mean, you told me about how just her presence for
but you got to understand.
crazy.
But I'm telling you, She had a
Oh,
little
I see what you're saying.
competition.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay.
Okay.
So that's
So
good. Okay, I got that one. Okay.
these are honestly, now that we're going through this exercise, these are too easy. All right. Best
Don't
college.
give me too easy. I can't remember names tonight, apparently. So
All right. Well, best college athlete in men's sports.
this college athlete.
Oh, yeah. It is tough when they give you just men's sports. They don't even tell you.
Yeah,
the sport.
right. I mean, you're
All
talking
right.
about
So it's still a little
yeah.
tough.
Yeah, thank you. Because I think it's real tough.
We've talked about this guy, though. Again,
we have
another clue.
in sports. Don't rush me on. Let me get men's college sports. Best. Who dominated
I'll
that?
fast forward through this part in the edit.
Yeah. Well, it takes a minute to think through. That's a lot of sports. But we talked about it. So I guess it's got to be Cooper Flag.
Yep. There you go. Wow. Nice. Okay. All right. Best NFL player.
Now you got to give me a moment because, I'm going through a lot of sports in my head. So, I don't know what you think I am. I'm getting old and I'm pretty pleased. I could stop right there and feel like I did something good tonight.
Look, I just got four more for you. Okay. Best NFL player.
Jalen Hurts.
Oh, you're close. They gave it to Saquon Barkley. Yep. So he got
I thought
2.
it'd be Jalen because he was MVP of the Super Bowl. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, they gave that 2 to Saquon that in the ESPYs and 2 ESPYs to SGA on the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Best. We have not specifically talked about this, but I think you could probably guess the best MLB player.
Oh, there's so many good ones, but Shohei Ohtani.
Yep. That's who they gave it to. Okay. Nice. Okay. I'm guessing you didn't listen to our UFC episode, but
No, I did not.
All right, so you won't know the answer. I was gonna if you had, I was gonna give you this best UFC fighter, but
I don't know.
It was who we talked about, Merab, and his name, who I'm not gonna attempt his last name. I'm not gonna attempt to say, but he just retained his title of champion in their recent fight.
I do remember learning about that, but I don't remember.
Yeah, Merab versus Sugar Sean O'Malley. Okay, best golfer.
No, it's got to be Scottie Scheffler.
Nice. We're gonna talk about him later. And then last, this one's maybe the hardest for, because I don't know how much you keep up with tennis, but do you have any idea who the best tennis player was?
I mean, I do keep up a little bit, and all the big names have kind of faded that I remember. Is it a newer one? That's all I ask. Is it younger?
I don't
newer?
know.
You don't know. Now, hang on. I don't know. So no longer is it Federer.
She's 21.
It's a female.
She's 21.
No, I don't. Is it
okay?
Coco? No, not Coco Gauff. She's older than that.
Yeah.
Is it Coco Gauff?
Wow.
Wow.
It says she's 21 on this website.
Yeah, they start when they're 14 now or 15.
Oh my
gosh. I pulled that one out.
There you go. Okay. So, I mean, I helped you a little bit here and there, but you were 12 for 12 on that. So well done.
Yeah.
But I didn't ask you who the Capital One Cup winner was or the Gatorade Player of the Year. Right?
Yeah.
Those are.
Yeah.
But
those
they have
are tough.
They have a ton of other awards. The Arthur Ashe Award for Courage. I don't know what any of these are.
Arthur Ashe was a famous African American tennis player who broke in and became one of the best in the 60s and 70s. Okay. He's out of Richmond, Virginia, and they have the Arthur Ashe Stadium there. That's a big deal. He was a great guy, great man. So that's a neat award.
Amazing. Okay.
See, I know a lot of this history now. You can get me the history, and I'll be right on there too.
Like, do you know what Billie Jean King Youth Leadership
Same
Award
thing.
is?
Because Billie Jean King, again, same era, and maybe just a few years after Arthur. She was a female top tennis player. She's the one that had the exhibition match with a male tennis player, and she beat him. And it was a big deal. And he was a mouthy, and he wasn't that great of a tennis player. He's pretty good, semi-pro or pro, but not very good. Anyway, so she was a real women's rights, right? Feminist, and moved the needle a lot nationally for interest in women's tennis.
Okay.
She was before Chris Everett. Chris Everett became the beautiful whatever that came and really, sold tickets. But Billie Jean King was the matron, if you will, the matriarch before that. Yeah.
Okay.
Uncle Mac is a huge tennis fan, but Uncle Mac, like me, he's getting older. I think they're having a little struggle, maybe getting the younger crowd into tennis. But not as many people. A lot of people moved to pickleball, right? There's tennis courts laid empty in this country forever because the lot of lost a lot of interest in the general public, I think. And pickleball has been using their courts a lot, but they're still playing. They're still
Yeah.
playing. All right.
Well, only other thing I want to say about the ESPYs is that the reason, if you've made it this far in the episode, I meant to mention it earlier. You probably heard of this because there was a lot of online content about Shane Gillis was the host, and he's a comedian that's hot right now. Controversial. I think he's really funny. He can be really inappropriate sometimes, so I can't recommend him to you, Dad. But have you heard of him? Do you know who that is?
No.
Okay, yeah. So he I wouldn't call him a family comedian, but anyways, I guess he was the host and he made some pretty funny jokes. I kept seeing clips throughout the night. So you might have come across SB's content this past week just because of him being the host. But okay, but let's move out of the ESPYs and finish with some golfs.
Wait, I asked for my moment of the ESPYs.
Okay,
now,
yes. You said you had a message.
I'm going to share information with you.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what I believe in its 35, 38-year history is the most poignant, most amazing, the most tearjerker. Anybody that was there will remember it for their lifetime moment. So, do you remember the NC State basketball coach that we love so much that brought the 83 crazy cardiac packed national championship? He ran around the court all the time.
I don't remember his name.
He was running around the court trying to find somebody to hug. He's an Italian. All right. That's Jimmy Valvano.
Oh,
Jim Valvano.
Yeah. Okay.
He died of cancer. Before his death, he received an award, and he was dying of cancer at the time. Nobody knew how many days he had left, and they really didn't think he'd make it to the ESPYs, but he made it. And anyway, he got up with the help of a good friend. I'm going blank all of a sudden. Oh my gosh, Dick Vitale, the bald, crazy announcer for college basketball. Dick Vitale held him up there and basically held his arm, and he gave one of the most powerful 11-minute speeches.
Wait.
The title.
Is that this year? This ESPYs that we just talked about?
1993. Sorry. This is 1993.
When it first started. Okay.
So I was a few years into it, but he won the Courage Award or whatever that year. And everybody knew he was terminally ill, but he got up there and he's known for he was a great speaker. When he was a great color guy once he quit coaching, but then cancer really just got him and ate him up very quickly. And so he won, but nobody expected him to be there. And then when he was there, nobody expected him to be able to speak. He was just a shell of a man by that time. They got him up there at the podium. Dick Vitale held his arm. And for 11 minutes, his title of his remarks was "Don't Give Up." And this is famous. But here's the three things that he touched on. And he died, by the way, 58 days later, less than 2 months, 58 days later, he died after giving this speech. But you got to go on sometime and listen to the 11 minutes. And you'll come to appreciate him. But his 3 points of message. Here's my point. If all your young people, anybody listen to us, watch the speech. Jim Valvano's speech. It's 11 minutes only, and it'll rivet you and grab your heart.
Are you going to give us some highlights?
He had 3 major points that he taught. He shared this about life. He said each day, and he gives it in such a way. So I'll just give it as a tease. Each day you should laugh. Each day you should think, and then each day you should have your emotions move you to tears. He goes, if you do that, you're living life. You're living life. And he said, that's the secret of life, to have those 3. And he talks about, and towards the end, he says, this is his famous, and I'll tell you what it's grown into. It said, don't give up. Don't ever give up. That's his closing line, basically. And out of all this, and him being sick and dying, his wife was the catalyst, and Dick Vitale, and then ESPN became a sponsor. Even to this day, once a year, you'll listen to ESPN, which you don't listen as much as I do. They have Jimmy V. So there's Jimmy V Cancer Fund, right? So, whatever they call it, foundation, Jimmy V Foundation, Cancer Foundation, and it's got enough. I forgot how many billions of dollars it's raised. But every penny you donate goes straight to cancer research, because they've raised so much money that the earnings of whoever manages some of their core assets pays for all the administrative duties and such. So every penny you donate to Jimmy V Foundation goes straight to cancer research. So that's his great legacy that he left. I mean, he was a crazy great coach, and of course we had him here at NC State, and everybody loved him. But that's what I think of when I think of the ESPYs all those years ago. But don't give up, don't ever give up. So if you listen to it, it'll grab you. It'll grab you. So that's my.
Now we got dirty comedians making dumb jokes up on there, huh?
Right. So, that's like I said, it's evolved and changed, and that's all good. Oh, they've had crazy hosts over the years, some really good ones and funny ones. And,
yeah, I guess
anyway,
like if everything's trying to be inspirational, it like kind of makes it less impactful.
Right? Yeah.
You got to have some fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, I just wanted to share
That's
that.
really cool.
Since you hadn't heard of the ESPYs before, I thought, oh my gosh, I failed as a father. You gotta at least hear Jimmy V's speech at the ESPYs. Oh yeah.
I didn't know you felt that strongly about that.
This is big. This is a big speech. This is powerful.
I had not heard of it before this year. So thank you, Shane. Hey, if it weren't for Shane Gillis, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So however you feel about him, it taught me about the ESPYs. I'm learning about all these great sports heroes, Arthur Ashe, Billie Jean King, all this great stuff. So
Billie Jean King. Yeah, there's so many.
Cool. Okay.
All right, man.
Well, let's close. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So this is the British Open, what we call the British Open, or the Open. It was held in Northern Ireland. It's the fourth. This is the number 4. Remember how many I told you? 4 majors a year in golf. This is number 4.
We've been on a string of them the past couple months.
Yes, and they'll have a FedEx finish. We can talk about that later. But for the people around the cooler, this was a big deal. And I've really come to be a huge fan of Scottie Scheffler. But he won kind of going away. He won by 4 strokes. No stress the last day. But that Ireland, when you play in Ireland or anywhere, Scotland, anywhere for the Open over there, they're known for their beautiful, they might have the most beautiful sunshine. 2 hours later, it looks like a hurricane is blown through. Sideways rain. I mean, it's just crazy. And they got to play in it. They just play in it. It's one of the crazy parts of playing over there for the British Open or for the Open. So Scheffler handled it. And I think Dallin might have mentioned, I can't remember, maybe it's the first. I didn't check this out, so I won't use that fact. But I will tell you, he shot all 4 rounds in the 60s. He didn't ever have a bad day. He just steady. He ended up winning by 4. He's leading by 4 strokes to start the final day and won by 4 strokes. But here's what I want so that gives him 3. Remember, we had a big thing about McIlroy finally, after 16 years, whatever, won the
getting a Grand Slam, right? Yeah. That's winning all 4 in 1 year, right?
Not 1 year. That was the only one.
Just in your career.
In your career, it's still so rare. He was only the 6th one, but Scheffler now has won 3, and he's won 2 Masters. But he's won the PGA, and he's won. So who was he have? Oh yeah. So all he has left is the U.S. Open.
Okay.
To have the career Grand Slam.
And didn't he win the PGA Tour just a couple months ago?
Yep.
He's got a hot year going on.
He's had 2 majors this year. Can you believe that?
Okay.
So awesome. So all he's lacking in the U.S. Open. I feel confident he'll get that. But I'm going to close with this. Number 1, he's got the cutest wife and the cutest little boy, but he's different than all the other. He gets fired up, a little bit upset when he misses a putt or something, but he's not normal like the normal golfers who are just trying to become, I don't know. He's not trying to change the world. He doesn't want the whole world to be about him. He is very different. And I'm going to read you his quote. This is amazing to win the Open Championship. This was like before they started. But at the end of the day, having success in life, whether it be in golf, work, whatever it is, that's not what fulfills the deepest desires of your heart, Scheffler said. Am I grateful for it? Do I enjoy it? Oh my gosh, yes. This is a cool feeling. This is a cool feeling. It's tough to describe when you haven't lived it. It's something I actually talked to Shane about this week. That was the caddy. This week, just because you win a golf tournament or accomplish something, it doesn't make you happy. And he has said it before the tournament. He said, I really don't get my fulfillment in life from winning golf tournaments. And so everybody's kind of laughing because everybody's chasing him. All these other guys are talking about these guys are killing themselves. He goes, but he enjoys the work. He enjoys the training. He enjoys the practice. He enjoys the grind of it, going out each week and playing. He kind of enjoys just that part. He said, but he doesn't find great fulfillment, and he doesn't want to be a star. And and the only other thing, I'll close with this. He's from Texas, and I guess he played or grew up near SMU, but apparently he loves Chipotle. And he says he now can't go to the Chipotle near the SMU campus because they all recognize him. But he said, and I'm not going to tell you where this one is in that Dallas area or whatever, but there's another Chipotle I go into all the time and nobody knows who I am.
That's
and I love
awesome.
it.
That's so
So
cool.
I just like, he's just so different. He's not living and dying by his success. His value is not determined by his success on the golf course, his personal self-worth.
Yeah. Well, so I'm glad you brought this up because I thought there was a tweet sent to our group chat earlier today. I guess Mike Golick, he's one of the big sports commentators, right?
Junior, Mike Golick Jr. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He tweeted, Scottie telling the whole world that none of this brings him true joy before he demolishes the rest of the field has to really sting for everyone else.
Excuse me. That's what I was trying to say, but Golick said it. Junior said it really well.
So
yeah.
It's so when I was writing the intro for the episode, not that I put much effort into writing these, as you guys could tell, but I started to write that we were going to talk about depressed golfers today because I saw an initial headline. I Googled that after someone sent that tweet, and I was like, ooh, this will be a fun little clickbaity thing that like Scottie Scheffler's depressed even though he won all these amazing tournaments. But as I read more into it, I was like, he's just saying that like he actually gets his fulfillment from like the way more important things in life, and that this is just work for him, which I think is it's so amazing that you have somebody that's like the best in the world at this thing, but they're saying that that's not where happiness comes from. And that's such a powerful statement. I think it's really cool. Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, that's what I wanted to close with.
Well, thank you so much. I think that's a perfect, wholesome note. And hey, I might have made some funny content out of you last week, but I think today we got a couple really inspirational things for me that we'll have to post this week. So
good.
Thanks.
It's
Dad.
okay to make fun. I think your mother really loved it.
Oh yeah,
that was hilarious.
Well, no, you've always been one of the more inspirational. Actually, yeah, maybe the most inspirational figure in my life. To date. So you're great at, I love when you share those kinds of speeches and stories and morals that have touched you and inspire you. So that's great to hear. And let me just give a couple reminders that I should have given. If you aren't following us on social, hit us up there so you can see all the fun clips that we're starting to do there. I'm getting better. I heard a YouTuber say the other day that you have to make, it might have been Mr. Beast, that you have to make 100 videos or something like that before you learn how to make a good video, basically, when it comes to the social media stuff. And so, we're slowly getting there, and it takes time to figure out how to make kind of a good social video. So,
anyways, it broke into the 40s, and I think you're doing a great job. And thanks for letting me be a part of it.
Oh my gosh! Well, yeah, you're the belle of the ball, as they say.
Yeah, well, you're the one that make it all happen. Nobody would know about the bell if you didn't do your thing. So we got to come up with something better than belle of the ball, though. Well, edit that out.
I'll let you work on that. All right, Dad. Well, thanks so much again, buddy. And we'll see you all next week.
Love you, Coop.
Love you, Dad. See you later.
SportSense.